Yo, YouTube family, it's your boy D. I'm back with another banger. We're gonna get straight to it. We got a low Caesar cut. I am gonna start this one to 1.5, but I am gonna initially end this with a one close. Low Caesar with a taper on the sides. We are keeping the sideburns and taper the back. This is a northern style haircut, but this is exactly how his dad wanted it. So we're gonna give it to you just like that. Um, we're gonna jump straight into this cut. So yeah. So as you guys know, as I always say, if it's not broke, do not fix it. And so here we've gotten to our initial length of this one close. Now we're gonna take our one open. So we got our one open, and we're gonna create our initial first guideline. And by doing that, I'm creating the first look of how I want. So yes, I'm going to create that line with the one, but I'm gonna go back with my 1.5 to help break that first initial guideline of that one. And so, as you guys know, as I always say, follow the blueprint, stick to the script. So what you do with one thing, you will do with the other. So we're taking our 1.5 now, and we're gonna go open, and we're gonna go halfway, and then we're gonna go close. So I'm making this taper. Excuse me, guys. Excuse my grammar. I'm making this taper have as much burst and blend at the top, so it'll have very much contrast from top to bottom. That's key with the fades and tapers, especially with this dark Caesar cut look that he's got going. And so for me, it helps understand where I'm working at within this taper. And so I'm making my way through this taper so that we can create a nice, well blended haircut. And as I always tell you guys, remember to comb your hair after every stroke. So we're working that in. I'm using the tip of my blade. And in this video, I'm going to give you guys a lot more detail. And that way you can see a lot more of what I'm doing. And let me know, man. Let me know in the comments what you think, what I need to work on. I'm getting better with y'all as y'all getting better with me. So I'm rocking with y'all how y'all rocking with me. So we're taking our one open, and we're pretty much using the tip of that blade, the side of that blade to blend. And so therefore now we're going to create this blend so that it's very well contrasted. Staying in that same spot, staying in that same motion of a method, rocking my wrist, using a little tilt to it. So we're cutting those blades in half. And so that when you see that blend, it slowly blends into the other. And so as the video transitions, I'm going to keep rolling into each transition of this video so that you guys can keep up with where I'm pretty much guiding you through this whole haircut. And so right here, we're going to keep going through the same motion. Again, you go from your half to your one to your half guard. Excuse me. And so sticking to a script, sticking to a blueprint is the key part of doing your haircuts. I really take focus point on doing these haircuts just to get them to be where they need to be, just for people to have the desired look that they want to have. So with that, we're taking this haircut and we're making that blend and that taper come together. And as you can see, it's slowly coming together. So remember, once you get to your one, now you gotta start using the tip of that blade. Also, you see me stretching the skin and pulling the skin because I want that taper to be real blended and real deep in there. So it has distinguishment between the fade from top to bottom, from dark to light, from light to dark, and vice versa. Contrast is everything. And so I'm jumping to the next part of this haircut to where we get into his hairline. So I did hit it with that OG glass spray, as you all guys know. I always show you my other videos. But here I'm working on the hairline. And so as I always say, middle to left, middle to right, and back and forth. You do that how you take it. But for however you make it work for you, you'll see that it has a clean and easy method so that you can repeat for one side, and what you do for one side you do to the other. So using my Babyliss trimmers, and these are pretty good for his hair. It was pretty crispy. I'm going to switch to my JRLs and you'll see in a second, but I'm keeping his head motion. I'm making sure that I comb and get all the dead hairs out the way. combing after every time. I'm really focusing in on the details because of the density of his hair. His hair is kind of dense. It's not real thin, but it's got that coarse look. And so with this type of hair, it doesn't take much. So now I've switched to my JRLs, and you guys can see these are going to basically help me get a little bit more precision within those vertical bars to that corner of that top to the top of the line. And so you make sure you comb down and then you clean up with your trimmers in that area of the hair. That makes it easier for you guys to be able to see what you're working with, to see what you're going to do next, whether you need to detail and fine line some more and make sure that it's real crisp and precise. And light touches here that's what we're doing. Light touches, not heavy touches, but light touches, so that we're making sure that we don't break the skin. These trimmers are sharp, but they have the job to get it done. And so while detailing this, that's the key part of what I'm working on, is making sure that you guys see how crisp and precise I am with this. As I was saying during this haircut, precision is the key, especially with this type of hair. When you're working with this type of hair, it's not like normal hair. You gotta really pay attention to what you're doing too. As you see, I'm combing the hair even to the side so that anything that would lay over, it'll be cut, and so that it's in line, so that when he brushes his hair, everything's still in one. So that's the point of comb or clipper. You cut, trim, comb. Clipper, cut, trim, comb. Whatever you're using, you make sure you comb or brush afterwards so that you clean the dead hair up. Whatever is left over, you get it out the way. And so I'm really giving you guys the precise view of this type of haircut right here. Usually I may focus more on the detailing, and I'm getting better with these YouTube videos, focusing in on things that are going to make people want to continue to pay attention and view. Now, this is a kid's cut, so this is a little bit different, but he's not like too young in age to not sit still, so it makes it a little bit easier for me. So as we get into this cut, we're going to keep detailing it, keep working it. Focusing in on that line is the key part. And I'm really like I said, locked in on this video so you guys can see something different. And I'm doing it with a kid's cut, so that makes it even better. Looking at this angle right here, I'm working on those C cups. C cups are a big portion, but like I always tell people, it's kind of like a flow of the motion. Once you start, kind of start at the top, create that circle at the top, and then go to the bottom, create that line, and then kind of connect them and make it like just a one poetry flow of motion, so that it kind of connects better. C cups are something that you just get better with over time and experience. And if you can continue the repetition and get better with it, that it'll come together, I promise. Just be patient. When you're doing this type of haircut though, as you can see, we're getting finished product on one side. Take your time, man. I always tell people, take your time. You don't have to rush. This is your client's cut. This is your walking billboard, so you want it to look good. As you can see, I'm tapering the sides. I'm really now detailing that taper, but if you can look at this line from this side of the angle that you're seeing it, you can see that it's crisp, it's precise. And I'm combing after every little stroke and motion so that I get all the dead hairs out, get all the hairs that I've cut out the way. So we're gonna swap and go to the other side now. But like I always tell you guys, start with one side, get it correct, cross your T's, dot your I's, then do what you did to that other side, to the other side. It's repetition, is blueprint, and it's creating something for you to follow, so that no matter what haircut, what hairstyle, what ethnicity, you're gonna do it correctly and you're gonna do it right every time. So I started from my middle and I went to my right. Now I'm going from my middle to my left. And so I usually tell you guys my left is my weak point, but I've gotten better with it over the years. So I've been doing this a while. So for me, I could go either way. And so in this video, you're going to see how I'm going either way with it, but I'm keeping everything crispy, but also keeping my hand level-handed. And so keeping your hand level-handed is the key part, but always start back where you initially started so that you can keep everything in line. So where you just start, you just slowly move your hand across without moving your hand up or down. Keeping that same stroke of the motion. Same thing I did on the other side with the vertical bars. We're going to make sure that the vertical bars are long, they're precise, and they're clean. That's the main thing here. What I did on the other side, I'm going to match it to the other side. And he has really full hair, a really full hairline. So this is easy, it's kind of just sticking to the script, being patient, taking your time, not rushing. Those type of things will clearly elevate you to the next level as a barber so that you have clean, precise haircuts. That is the only goal with this thing, is that you take care of your clients so that you have clean, precise haircuts. I'm going to drop this recording off, and I'm going to pick back up here in a second. But be sure to do me a favor, guys. Like, subscribe, and comment. And pay attention to where I'm fine lining and I'm detailing. So this haircut, when you see it with the end, it's all going to line and match up. But we're focusing in on things, but I'm just taking my time so that everything is clean, clear, and precise. Again, precision is the key word I want you to focus on. I might say it 10 more times before the end of this video, but look at it. It's precise, it's clean, it's cut, it's clear. C-cups, again, the same thing I always tell you guys. Start with the C and then connect the bottom with the line, and then kind of poetry with the flow of the motion. Poetry with the flow of the motion. Take it and just kind of draw that C like you're drawing with a pencil. It kind of makes it easy, but be careful. This is where touch with experience will really play the part. For me, I've gotten better over the years, but I'm going to show you right here real quick so that you guys can see. My hand is going to kind of be in the way, but just watch how I'm kind of just flowing with the motion of it. Boom. So I connected that line. Now I'm going to readjust, reevaluate, look where we are, and I'm going to finish the top, but I'm going to flow with it. So I'm just barely touching, but you see, it's like, it's a curve, it's an arch. It's nothing too heavy, nothing too crazy. Don't go too deep into it, just flow. Connect your dots, flow with it. That's the point of what we need. That creates a clean, crispy look. That's what you want. And that's the key part for this, is kind of creating that clean, crispy look. So as you guys can see, I started with the tip of that blade and I went with like a little arch on it. And then I went to the bottom, created that line. And then now I'm just easily cleaning it up. So that way it makes it clean and clear. Clean, clear, and crispy. Ooh, that's a tongue twister, y'all. My bad. So now you are seeing the full finished look of this haircut. So for here, everything I'm going to do is strictly about details. I realized that all the videos I've done, I've never really kind of just shown a neck taper or how I do a neck taper. So I'm going to show you guys how I do a neck taper. And I'm going to just go over the quick things that I do that help make me better, and like you would do for a taper or anything else. Just do it with precision, and take your time with it. Don't overrush, don't overdo it. Take your time, focus on your details. So here I started with my one. I created my initial guideline. I went from my one open to my midway to my close. Then I went to my half, and then I went one open, midway, close, and then I went to my 1.5 to take the bulk out. So if you play back through the video, you'll see how I went through that step by step. And that for me, it kind of creates that, it's a simple guideline of, now you got your levels. Once you create the initial blend, now it's time to detail. So you'll go back through with each guard, and you'll create your details. That's the key part. That is the key part. And so I think for most people, they overdo it and they overshoot it. But I'm gonna show you guys right here real quick. So I'm using my 1.5. So it's a little bit of weight within that neck portion. And so I'm kind of just going up and I'm taking it out, and it'll slowly blend out. So I'm going to take my one now. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to use the tip of that blade. And now it's going to take even more of that heavy darkness that you might see where it grows kind of at an angle as it's shooting down. And I'm going to take that out so that it kind of creates a nice, cool blend. And so once you do that, you can go down to no guard, and then you can really start blending out a lot of the rest of the fade. Initially, once you look at it, you'll see how it all came together. It's a step-by-step process, but I promise you it works. If you stick to the script, it never fails you. And so here I'm taking that one again, and now I'm just detailing all the little extra little weight right there, using the tip of that blade, turning it to the side, getting out in those corners so that it's easy and it's still well blended. It makes the fade and the back of the taper look good. Finished look, guys. I'm gonna jump out, man, and let you guys look at this cut. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment for your boy. Much love to you. I sure appreciate you.